Okay, everybody, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here. It is 6 o'clock on our Saturday evening. And if you probably saw my post a few days ago, I was talking about this particular wave. The Hurricane Center is now picking up on it, and they're saying there's about a 30% of development. And some of the models are still looking at this thing. So I wanted to kind of jump in here and try and do a quick update. I always say that, but it's never really that quick. I'm going to try today. We're actually talking about this wave down here between 45 and 50 degrees west latitude, longitude, right? Way down there. In fact, I can zoom in a little bit more. Let's go down to central. There's not much to it. That's it right there. In fact, the wave behind it's a little bit bigger, further to the north too. But we're thinking somehow this is going to merge with a tropical wave to the north of it, and then kind of like start some development up here, west of the or east of the Lesser Antilles. All right, so the Hurricane Center says it's about a 30% chance that this develops. They're thinking in this area, right in here, well, I can't put it, right in there, by the middle of this week. So we've got time, right? We're talking Tuesday night and Wednesday, this thing is sitting in here, whatever it's going to be. And it's probably not going to be much at that point, but just taking shape. Here's why I'm jumping on here to show you that blue that you see there is the European model saying, hey, I think there are going to be some lower pressures in here by Tuesday night. That's the time frame here. So I'm going to move this out here just a little bit. Let's go out to Thursday night. It's got something here in the Turks and Caicos, Hispaniola area. That's early Friday morning. And then Friday night, you see it's here in the southern Bahamas, right? There's something going on in here. And then we get out to Saturday afternoon and evening. Now the model has kind of shifted more over in this direction, South Florida. Then we get out to Sunday morning, and it's trying to bring something up the East Coast or maybe on the West Coast. It's spread out. It's definitely going to be spread out right now because the model is just not sure. And then it moves it off to the north and the west. Now, that's kind of the ensemble, the overall picture. Here's the GFS. The GFS has something here. This is Wednesday night into Thursday. Now let's go out to Thursday night and Friday. It's Friday morning. Saturday morning. See, it keeps it all down here. And if it takes a track over those islands, it's going to be much weaker. That's kind of what the GFS sees. The weaker it is, the more it'll go west. The stronger it can be if it's out here, the more it can go to the north. Right? Just kind of rule of thumb type of thing. And then there you go. That's Sunday. The GFS has lower pressures from Florida, especially back out towards the Gulf of Mexico. Now let me show you this version. This is the ensemble model of the European. And what this does, this shows you where all the center of the lows are. It's run 30 times, right? And so they puts a low every time where it thinks it's going to be. And what this does, this shows you instead of relying on one single run, you can look at this and say, okay, I see the European's got a spread on where it thinks it's going to go. All right, this is, let me see, Sunday morning. Most of it thinks it's out here in the Bahamas, but a few, South Florida, then coming up the coast of Florida. See, this is the latest run. It's all recurving it for the most part. Which, to be honest with you, that'd be great news, right? Recurve it. Carolina's going to watch it. But look, we'd get waves on the East Coast to surf, and then this thing would recurve. So that's kind of a good scenario. The GFS doesn't have much. That's it. This is Saturday. That we're talking a week from today. And then this is Sunday. It's not even going to go out there yet. This is Sunday. And it's got a couple of lows. It's actually starting to agree a little bit more with the European, but a lot of the lows are right over top of us. But the GFS is just kind of grabbing a hold of this. Look at the European. I mean, this thing was going, I'll back it up here in time. You can see it coming across the Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, and then kind of going up the East Coast and staying off the East Coast, right? Here's the GFS, and I hope I got the right run here. That was it. The GFS has nothing. Look at the run before this. Maybe it was 2 runs ago. Let's run this out. Friday, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Marco Island. Oh, worst case scenario, Sunday afternoon, Tampa. But that was one of the runs, right? The previous run, same time, shows nothing. And the run that's actually trying to come out now doesn't even go out that far. So we'll get another look at that one. But yeah, the GFS did something crazy like that. We're like, oh, hello. Okay, so here is the low now from the European. Another way to look at it, right? You can see all those L's. That's a good sign. That would be, it would be recurving. Look, there's a big ridge. You see all this orange? This is a ridge sticking out here. The European says, hey, I think this is strong enough to break that ridge and let it come up and recurve. And for the most part, stay out to sea. All right, the GFS, again, just another way of showing you right in here somewhere. There's not much there. Right, you see one little low going into Florida, but you just don't see too much. This is the probability of tropical storm conditions for the European, obviously the European model, because it's the one that thinks this does more than anything else. But you can see that is east of Florida for the most part. Tropical depression probability, right? It's easier to get a tropical depression. You can see the overall trend there. A hurricane probability, it looks like it wants to curve, and then perhaps as it's moving north or northeast, it strengthens to a hurricane. It's way far out in time for any of this to be accurate, but it does give you an idea of what the models are thinking. And meanwhile, that's what the GFS is thinking just for tropical depression status, right? It's got nothing. Tropical storm, tropical depression, nothing. So it just doesn't see anything of strength. One of the differences, and I'll leave you here with this, is these shear. So this is the European model, and it would have the center right in here. And it has kind of shear going like this, and that would actually vent the storm. There's shear coming on the backside here. That would actually vent it a little bit. But if you look at the GFS, let's say the center is, what day is this? This is Friday, so the center is somewhere right in here. This shear is coming down towards the center. And even this is headed towards the center. So there's a completely different look to the shear for the GFS there is for the European. And to me, I think that's the main difference right now, right? The GFS just says this will get sheared apart. It's not going to happen. The European says, look, this has got a good chance of developing. There you go, guys. That's it. Guess where we are? Right about there. So 90-some% of the activity, the tropical activity that we see during any season is still ahead of us. And obviously, August, September, and first half of October are our busy months. All right, that's it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be keeping you updated on this all the time, of course. So that's a good reason to like and subscribe, so it'll pop up there for you. And I like to do these on the bigger side so that you can watch them on your TV as well, since they're kind of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes long. All right, have a good one, guys.